This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Before going into the video, please take a second to click that like button. Let's set a goal of leaving at least 200 likes to this video. And we're on the road to getting 8,000 subscribers to this channel, so please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for all of your support, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content I put out in this channel. In today's video, I'll be showcasing Nidoking and Nidoqueen from the Scarlet and Violet 151 expansion set. And this time, I'll be doing it the conventional way. So to review, Nidoking has the ability Enthusiastic King. While its attack cost is 4 energies, you can attack for 0 energy as long as you have Nidoqueen in play. And its attack Venomous Impact deals 190 damage, and it also poisons your opponent's active Pokemon for a total of 200 damage after the first Pokemon checkup. And to increase the poison damage, I have included the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler with the Poison Peak ability. During Pokemon checkup, put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poisoned Pokemon. This will increase Nidoking's total damage up to 220 damage. And of course, we also have Nidoqueen, which will help our Nidoking to attack for free. And its first attack can be really strong depending on certain matchups. Queen Press deals 90 damage, and then during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon will be immune to attack damage coming from a basic Pokemon. Again, I'm going for a more conventional way of evolving Nidoking and Nidoqueen, so naturally I'll be using cards that will help find our evolution cards, such as Arezu, so we can search our deck for up to 3 evolution Pokemon, and then Miriam for recovery, which helps to shuffle back up to 5 Pokemon cards from your discard pile back to the deck, after which you draw 3 cards. My main strategy here is to just keep evolving into Nidoking to attack for free, and you can pretty much 2-hit KO even the toughest of foes. And maintain at least 2 Nidoqueens in play just in case your opponent targets it, because otherwise you will not be able to attack with Nidoking. But please let me know in the comments below how you would upgrade this build. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Alright, very nice. We won the coin flip and we are going first. I prefer going first since we have to evolve into a stage 2 Pokemon, but we're gonna start with the Nidoran female here. That's gonna go into the active spot. We also have Radiant Hisuian Sneasler to increase our poison, and then Battle VIP Pass. So this is a pretty good turn for sure. It looks like we're going up against a Lost Zone engine, Giratina VSTAR matchup. And the first thing you want to do is set up your consistency card. So Bidoof is definitely a must. You can evolve that into a barrel. And I'm just going to secure another female Nidoran so that we can set up our Nidoqueen. And I'm just going to use this Ultra Ball to set myself up a male Nidoran. That way we can have at least one attacker next turn. And then we can just evolve into a barrel and then draw extra cards. Next turn we have Rare Candy. Maybe we can even evolve into Nidoqueen. But for now, my opponent is starting pretty strong here. It is a pretty scary matchup because on their first turn going second, they can even attack with Cramorant. But first and foremost, they need to have a lot of Klefkis to, or not Klefki, Comphase to start putting cards in their Lost Zone. And Sableye is not so much of a threat for us unless they can set it up, and then we won't be able to put our basic Pokemon in play after that. That's gonna be scary because Nidoran, either male or female, are 60 HP, and they can just knock out 2 of them at the same time if they get enough cards in the Lost Zone. But for now, my opponent doesn't have any Comphase, and they're just relying on Giratina V's first attack to put cards in the Lost Zone. I mean, it is one way to do that, but it is a little bit of a slower way of doing that. So that's gonna end my opponent's turn. We are gonna evolve into a barrel. We're just gonna draw 3 cards with Industrious Incisors, and just gonna thin out my hand. Just put an energy to Nidoran and draw 2 cards with Cynthia's Ambition. We can evolve into a Nidoqueen, and I'll just evolve the one on the bench, and we'll worry about the other one on the next turn. So we still have a Rare Candy. That's a good find for sure. We just need a Nidoking to evolve into, and then If we get an energy, we can retreat our Nidoran in the active spot, and then we can start attacking on our next turn. But between Colress Experiment and this Giratina V, they can still get the number of cards they need to fill up their Lost Zone. And Cramorant at this point is able to attack. They can even knock out our active Nidoran. And slowly but surely they are powering up their Giratina V. And for sure, it can knock out any of our Nidoking or Queen at any point in time, because Giratina V is pretty strong. So there's the first knockout with their Cramorant in the active spot. And I'm just gonna put the male Nidoran in the active here. And I'm gonna hope for a Nidoking. Battle VIP pass is a little bit late, but we're gonna draw one card with Bibarel, and then we're gonna use our Miriam. That's gonna help us draw 3 cards. There's the Nidoking. Very nice. We actually got it from that draw. And I'm gonna set up another male Nidoran on our bench. And basically this is the whole setup. And we're just gonna use Venomous Impact to knock out their Cramorant for 190 plus poison. That's 200 damage, getting us 1 prize. But now the scary part here is that my opponent will be able to, I mean, if they evolve into a Giratina VSTAR or just stay as a Giratina V, they could still attack for a lot of damage for sure. So really scary. They evolve, we lose our Nidoking, and then we'll have to try and see if we can set up another Nidoking on our next turn. And really, this is the whole challenge of it. This is the conventional way of doing it. You just have to constantly have a lineup of your Nidoking in play. So while you have an attacker, you expect it to be knocked out, and just hope you can evolve into another one in the next turn. And I found that you need to constantly have a Nidoqueen available. So if your opponent decides to boss your Nidoqueen, like, is that what they're, yeah, like this, it's game over, you know. To an extent, it's game over. If you can't attack with Nidoking anymore, it's just gonna sit there. So having another female Nidoran on your bench is essential at all times, because you need to make sure that you also have a lineup of Nidoqueen. But the way this whole setup goes, it's very, very tight. Since you can only have 6 Pokemon in play, you need consistency Pokemon such as Bibarel, and Radiant Hisuian Sneasler is an option, but I feel like increasing your poison makes it a little bit more viable that Nidoking can hit for a lot more damage. But my opponent attacks and knocks out our Nidoqueen, but they do put 2 of their energy cards to the Lost Zone, and we're just gonna hope here that we can evolve into another Nidoqueen. We need 2 cards. We need Rare Candy and a Nidoqueen. So I'm just gonna go for a Noyono, hope for the best. Dude, we actually got it. That is crazy. That's insane. Okay, let's go, Iono. Alright, I'll just discard these 2 with the Ultra Ball, get our Nidoqueen, use Rare Candy, evolve. We can attack for free. We can thin out our hand by accelerating this energy to Nidoqueen, and then we're gonna Industrious Incisors. And again, we have to keep that lineup going. I could stick with just this one Nidoqueen, but I feel like we can just set up another one. But we don't have any more, so I'm just gonna go for the male Nidoran. Maybe they don't have any boss orders, and we're just gonna keep up this attack. So we're gonna deal 190 damage plus 30 poison thanks to our Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. 220, that leaves it with 60 HP left. And we can even attack with Nidoqueen to finish off this Giratina V if we wanted to. And yeah, go from there. We just need another rare candy. The unfortunate thing about this stage 2 setup is that you are limited to just 4 rare candies in your deck. So really, you are relying on slowly evolving. You need that's why I added at least 2 Nidorinos in this build and 1 Nidorina for our Nidoqueen. So if we do run out of rare candies, you have those options to just slowly evolve. And ideally, like what we have here set up, you want one that is a Nidorino already, so that every turn you're evolving into another Nidoking when you lose one. So this is a pretty typical build, but like I said, they only need one target. If they take out your Nidoqueen, your Nidoking becomes pretty much useless. That 4 energies is a lot of energies. You can power it up with 1 basic energy and a reversal energy, especially if you're behind on prizes, but it's a lot of energies to set up. So now you're setting up 4 energies as well as your stage 2. It's too much to ask for, but I thought I'd showcase it the more conventional way. This is what I've got, so hopefully we can get a good showcase in this matchup. So Giratina V will use its VSTAR power attack, instantly knocking out our Nidoking. So we should be able to survive an attack from their Giratina V as long as they don't power it up or evolve it. So the poison will finish off this Giratina VSTAR. And what I could do is actually just attack with Nidoqueen with a reversal energy, because it is taking effect right now. We got a rare candy, that is insane. And I will just put an evolution to this and then evolve another one into Nidoking. So we have a lineup of free attackers at least. And then what we're going to do is just use Queen Press, deal a knockout blow against this Giratina VSTAR, but that also makes us immune to damage from their basic Pokemon's attack. So we can actually stall a little bit here with our Nidoqueen. Their Giratina V's attack though is, if they're able to power it up, it actually is unblockable. So the basic Giratina V has an attack that is unblockable. So it's going to deal 160 damage. But they're going to put Sableye in the active spot. They do have 10 cards in the Lost Zone, so they can definitely spread damage to our Pokemon. So one danger to that is if they take out Bibarel, or they can also take out our Nidorino, which is really sad, but it is what it is. And Nidoqueen's effect of Queen Press really doesn't apply to the damage counters, because it's an effect of an attack, it is not an attack damage. So even with that Queen Press, Sableye can even damage our Nidoqueen and deal a lot of damage. But they're gonna use Escape Rope. Okay, they're gonna switch out their Sableye. I could just put my Nidoking in the active spot. We could survive an attack from Giratina V's attack, 160. But if they evolve and is able to power it up, one way or another, we could probably survive. But I'm gonna sacrifice my Radiant Hisuian Sneasler here, and they're gonna go for Cramorant. Okay, it looks like they can't energize their Giratina V, so our Sneasler will survive, but it could become a target for Sableye later on. If my opponent can take multiple prizes that way, that's gonna be the end for us. But for now, our Radiant Hisuian Sneasler survives an attack, and thankfully we have a switch, so we can switch into Nidoking. And I could play Mesagoza, but I feel like they could just use it to get another Pokemon. But then again, it is RNG based, so yeah, they might get Tails. We don't know. But I'm just gonna use it, see if I can set up another Pokemon here. So we're just gonna grab a Nidoking. That will make it survive an attack even if Sableye gets powered up. You can survive an attack, and having 2 dark energies on Nidoking, in case they target our Nidoqueen, we should be able to attack with our Nidoking. So I'm just gonna draw extra cards. We got Boss's Orders actually, and with Hisuian Sneasler we can take out one of their 2 prizers. We can take care of Cramorant for now, probably, and then just take out their fish if we need to. I'm gonna use Miriam for now to recover our Pokemon. Okay, 5 Pokemon, that's right. So that's a lot of Pokemon. That's our entire discard pile, and then we draw 3 cards. We got a level ball even, but I feel like it's dangerous to set up another basic because Sableye could just take it out. But for now, I'm just gonna use Venomous Impact to knock out this Cramorant for another prize, and that will leave us with 2 Boss's Orders. Look at that, and that's all we need. Even if they evolve into Giratina VSTAR, we don't have to knock that one out. We can just target their Luminion V, knock it out with our Nidoking, and get our last 2 prizes. So this matchup went in our favor. I feel like if they had Comfey, this would have been a different matchup, because I feel like that one's a little bit more aggressive and they can set up a little bit faster. There's a Mirage Gate. They can accelerate energy to Sableye, or even their Giratina V. But with Hisuian Sneasler available to us, we can actually one-hit knock out that Giratina V. If we can hit for 190 and then 30 poison damage. So this matchup actually is working out for us. I think we have this in the bag as long as they don't Iono us. And we need to find our boss orders regardless, so that we can knock out one of our opponent's 2 prizers to get the win. But I feel like this was a really good showcase of how a conventional way of using Nidoking and Nidoqueen are. With all the Pokemon that I have here, I feel like they're all essential. Even the Battle VIP Pass is essential to this build because you need to set up a lot of basic Pokemon to start. But I think your weakness will be Avery. If your opponent forces you to discard your bench Pokemon, or if they are playing that one Pokemon that can reduce your bench to 3 as well. So they're gonna evolve into Giratina VSTAR, attack for 280 damage, knocking out our Nidoking. But that doesn't matter, we have another one on our bench, and all we have to do is just use our boss's orders, target their Luminion. We don't have to face off against this Giratina VSTAR, and we will just knock it out to get our last 2 prizes. And we're dealing enough damage to actually knock it out. And there you have it, guys. This is the Nidoking and Nidoqueen conventional way of using their ability and their attacks. And there you have it, guys. Very good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.